back then we used to have like different types of hip hop. We used to have
Mhm.
the conscious, or we say conscious rap. We used to have the positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? You had the dope boys. You had the gang. I mean, we don't now. We just see like
Party
one.
records.
It's just one dimensional, and that's what I mean about like the cookie cutter. They like, oh, this is what we want to push. So
Yeah.
everybody want to. We only paying people who do this type of stuff. So you see very talented people who don't really get a shot because they don't fit that mold. So
Us.
I think that's the damaging part of it, because it used to be about skill, and actually perfecting your art. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just like it's more of a popularity. How many followers how many people can you influence?
Okay. Welcome to the Uncultured Roots podcast. Welcome back to the Uncultured Roots podcast. I'm host 17.
It's your man HM Hersham Bawu. What's up? What's up?
And it's your man G Fly. What up, though, my babies?
And we are back for episode 102.
102.
102.
Yeah, 102 of these things out here in the atmosphere.
Yes, sir. Blessing to get this far.
Right.
A lot of work.
Man. How y'all brothers been this week?
I mean, I've been good, man. The work, though, my job, boy, they trying to slay you, boy, out. They ain't want me to take these couple of days off I took. Oh, we got a lot coming in, and we don't have enough people, and somebody's on vacation. That sounds like a you problem.
Had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
It sounds like you should have
Sounds like
staffed better.
Management.
Exactly.
Whether PTO was used or not, you should always prepare the others.
Absolutely.
Prepare the others.
Hey, that ding came in right in handy.
Ding.
Message
for me.
Message.
Oh man. All right, so without boring y'all to death, we gonna get straight into it. And before we go straight to the clips we got lined up, the topic always comes to mind. It always comes around. Like, how or is rap music detrimental to our culture? And I'm gonna ask that question to you brothers first before we go into it.
Absolutely not. Rap music as the art form is not detrimental to our culture. I mean, it started as just kids expressing themselves, urban kids, breakdancing, everything. The content that's kind of been injected into it, that might, be what's affecting the community.
Okay. So you, Brother Fly?
Yeah, I feel the same way her saying. I'm gonna piggyback off what he's saying. The culture itself, hip hop as a culture itself, is not detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
Even the subject matter that they talking about, that they're pointing and say this is detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wasn't really detrimental until it started being used as a tool to be detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just talking about things that go on in these neighborhoods
that need to change.
Yeah, that need to change. Like, Tupac always used to say, like your flower growing from concrete.
Mm.
or when he made Thug Life, the acronym for Thug Life, the hate you give, little emphasis F's everybody, and what he said it basically means that everything that you make, it blows up in your face. This is what society made. You made it to where these people come up in these this tough circumstances, and it blows up in your face. You know, my saying always, every time we get on here and we talking about stuff, is everything affects everybody. It's basically the same thing. So I wouldn't even say it's really the rapper, is mostly the business.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into that.
The business perpetuated, and then it gives incentive to people to come in and be like, well, that's selling, so that's the type of music I'm gonna make because it's selling.
Yeah, push the negativity.
Exactly, and then it becomes a whole cycle type thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, obviously I agree with you, brothers. Of course, I don't think that it's detrimental. However, I will say, because it's the most uncomfortable conversation that we like to have in our community, there are, you know, I think you probably touched on it a little bit, there are detrimental elements to our culture. The things that they harp on, the things that often get maximum glorification, you know, to paint us in a bad light. And, you know, so like I said, I was watching some things this weekend, just trying to prepare for the show, and about how they compare it to what was happening in the 50s and the 60s in terms of we were fighting for rights, civil rights, voting rights, just rights in general, and how those public leaders were dressed in suits and ties, and they were going about it in a way that forced the so-called these oppressors, these people who were anti, it forced you to have to see them in a positive or human light, because they were clean, they were cut, they were well spoken, they were, you know, they were about their business. And then they started transitioning from the 60s, and then you start going into the 70s, start going to the 80s. And basically how they were trying to basically explain it about how the look of professionalism was declining. Now, that doesn't mean the struggle went away, because there was black people didn't have many forms of entertainment. Sure, we had music. We always had music, you know, and you see what they tried to do with our music, you know, with segregation and everything. They didn't, this is black music, black session, and you know, all of that. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is
music.
that definitely that part. But in the 70s, you know, with all the drugs and all that stuff was going on, then they started kind of harping in and over glorifying, you know, the black people were having movies. We were being shown, but we weren't being shown in a positive light.
Yeah.
And they took that formula and they perfected it, and it's been going, and it's kind of had like a cascading effect that's been happening still to this day. So, you know, like I said, a couple things I watched, they were kind of spot on with that. And I'm like, damn, you know, I hate to see that. I hate to even acknowledge that, but it was the truth to me, you know. So, but anyway, without going too much further into a rabble, let me see. Now, the first three clips I'm gonna play are from because I titled this is Rap Music Destroying Black Lives. They have a YouTube channel, Black Stories Untold. This is where I pulled this from. I took a little bit of one of their videos and I chopped it up into 3 parts. So let's get into it. Let me make sure this is on. All right.
In 2023, famous rapper Ice Cube went on a podcast and dropped a bombshell that no one was expecting.
Okay, let's take rap music.
Let's take it.
Same people who own the labels own the prisons. So
literally the same people?
Literally the same people.
When a hip-hop legend who's been in the game for over 3 decades, when someone who helped create the very culture we're talking about, when Ice Cube himself drops knowledge like that, you better stop what you're doing and listen. Because what he revealed wasn't some wild conspiracy theory cooked up by internet trolls. This was coming from a man who'd been behind the scenes, who'd seen the machine work, who'd lived this industry from the inside out.
Literally the same people who own the labels own private prisons. So, you know, it seems really kind of suspicious, if you want to say that word, that, you know, the records that come out are really geared to push people towards that prison industry. This to me is in somewhat, you know, some social engineering going on here to make sure those prisons stay full.
Seen that clip before.
Yeah. So I think that's spot on. And again, you know, if anybody who watched this show, you know, damn, Hirsch, you good over there, man?
I'm good. Keep going.
It sound like you smoking that. Ooh,
oh my goodness. Like I'm saying, for anybody who watched this show, and if anybody who's followed us throughout the years, no, I don't have a disdain for Q personally, you know, because I'm one of the people that actually, like many of us, especially as older millennials, you know, we appreciate his contributions to the culture itself. I mean, obviously, you got to start with the music, writing the music, and then actually becoming a rapper. Didn't he write for Eazy-E first? Wasn't he writing Easy rhymes first?
Well, he was in NWA already when he wrote for Eazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the story goes, Dre already knew Cube, and he liked the way he write. So Dre had a crew from New York that he wanted Cube to write for. The guys didn't like it because it was like LA slang and they didn't get it. And he told Eazy, well, why don't you do it? And that's how that started. But
you the real gangster in here.
Yeah. So he was telling him, like,
this song's about you.
It's about you, and I think you could do it. You sound dope. He's like, I ain't doing it. I ain't trying to do it. Yeah, well, you spending the money, so it's on you. So he Easy ended up doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, again, Cube was again, he was a pioneer, one of the pioneers in terms of, you know, obviously the gangster rap culture. Yeah. And again,
they didn't come up with that.
Right. Yeah, I remember them talking about that.
They call it reality rap.
Right.
The media call it gangster rap.
Exactly. And the media has always been not
part
our
of the
friend
programming.
To put it lightly. Right. But anyway, like I was saying, whatever, I have a personal disagreement or certain disdain with Q politically speaking. Okay. But it's got nothing to do with his impact or what he's done for the culture or his, I'll say his contribution to the culture. Let's put it that way. But obviously the man knows what he's talking about. He's been behind the scenes. He's been in those meetings. He's been in those boardrooms.
Yeah, he's seen it all.
He knows the movers and shakers throughout Hollywood. Hell, it's LA. Live out there. He know what's going on. He know the man behind the curtain, so to speak. So when he's telling you, you know, these people, it's everything in America is all about money. Everything about money.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get ready to say. Like, I say that the business is where it changes at.
Yeah.
Because, let's take NWA for example. Special ed, he been on Drink Champs, he been on different places saying NWA is the reason why. Like, he's been standing on that hill. Like, NWA is the reason. So I'm using him as an example. Like, NWA started off talking about police brutality.
Police brutality, yeah.
Drugs, gangs. They was talking about it all that was going on in their community, and they was speaking it the way that the people on the street was speaking it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was so controversial, because it was like nobody's talking like this. They saying it raw.
Yeah.
And so they got I think it's two entities going on. It's the political entity. Well, it might be three. It's political, then there's the media.
Yeah.
And then you have business people. The business people warps it, because to them, they not about the culture like that. They don't even understand the culture.
Yeah, they don't even get it.
They
see it as entertainment. Oh, this is entertaining.
This is why when they say they make F the police, the label's like kind of shocked. Even Jerry Heller was like, this is a big deal. We gotta watch over. Like, and easy like
until
like
they saw
easy.
the numbers. Yeah, they saw the numbers. They're like, oh, okay,
and that's the problem.
This will work.
They don't care about the culture. They care about what sales, what numbers. Just like when we go to our job, do our jobs really care about us? Do they really? They don't. It don't matter to them. What's the bottom line?
The bottom line.
So that's where it turns at, because it's like, oh, we don't really care. They might act like they care, and some of them do when it comes to as far as fair treatment to an artist and letting them be able to say what they want, as far as having an artistic license.
Right.
But they still really don't care. We seen Leor Cohen on Breakfast Club.
It was the Breakfast Club. What am I saying? Drink Champs. He probably wouldn't go there. Shit.
He was on Drink Champs too.
He was?
Leor was on Drink Champs.
I missed it.
But the specific thing I'm talking about, when he was on the Breakfast Club,
I know which clip.
And he said what he said up there, and Charlamagne was like, "Oh, Leor."
Yeah.
That go to show you right there.
I forgot what he said.
I got mouths to feed or some shit.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
Yep. Exactly.
See? So you got people who, that's the sensitive part that I started off with earlier.
Yeah.
Is they like, this is going to make, it makes money.
It makes money.
So I'm going to push this. And then when it goes out, you got artists that they see is being successful, and we all know that they see where everybody sees successful, they try to mimic that because they want the same success.
And that's the problem. That's the problem, not to go too far off of where we're going, because I got 2 more clips on this subject. That's the problem that I'm having. That's the problem I'm having with capitalism as a whole.
Yeah.
Because it drains the soul out of art. Out of art, period. No matter what genre, what form we talking about. The second, and I've said this before on the show, the second things become about money, what made it great, completely gone. It completely vanishes. So that's why, and I get it, there has to be.
It tampers with the purity.
Yeah, that's because they try to like mimic what made it great, but they can't. You can't. If it's organic, you can't really like do like a cookie cutter type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
That part. That's it. You hit it right on the head, Hirsch.
And the business really don't always align with the culture that's being pushed.
Yeah. That part too. Shit. I mean, shoot. Yeah. Damn. I mean, whatever.
That's why it's pure when it first comes in, and like when you first get a hold of it, it's so pure. Hip hop like so pure until business get involved.
Yeah.
And then it's people that have been in groups before the business come, and the business just separates the group.
And you see that a lot. You see that a lot. And that's the whole thing. Man, I often think about us. I often think about us as artists. You know, like even if somehow, not saying it would ever happen, but I'm saying if the three of us formed a rap group and when we, you know what I'm saying, start getting some buzz, what you speak of, that business aspect, what's the main reason why groups fall apart? Disagreements over money.
That's number one.
Somebody feel like somebody ain't pulling their weight, this, that, and the third. It become that ego, that business, that ego, money, all that shit. It's like a perfect trifecta of shit that come together, and people forget. They lose track of what the goal was. The goal was, hey, bro, we finna make some hot music. We finna collab together. We finna do our thing.
Right.
All the other stuff, we might have some disagreements behind the scenes or whatever and whatnot. But we all have to be men at the end of the day and not let our egos get the best of us. Like, you know, hey, bro, let's and I kind of think, you know, on a lower scale, that's kind of what we've done with this show. Now, granted, you know, money hasn't come into play as of yet.
Right.
But like, even, you know, just some background information for anybody who, you know, before we started the show, we all sat down and talked about it at Her's house. We planned out, you know, what we needed, how much the equipment cost. You know,
you missed the most important part.
What's that?
We are friends already.
Yeah, I forgot. Well, I mean,
see, this is why I point this out. Because in the music business, it's two ways you put a group together. You get them already because they already friends. That's why the music's so dope. Because they already know, they got it clicked chemistry, up, clicking.
Yeah.
And this is why we don't have groups no more. Because you see, like 112, they wasn't put together.
Yeah.
They already came like that.
Right.
And then, you know, Puff put the spin on it. You know what I mean? Jagged Edge. It kind of came together already like that. Jermaine just put the gloss on. You just gave them you know, Jermaine was the incubator to help it blow up bigger.
Yeah.
They becoming like that. Destiny Child, it kind of came like this. You know what I mean? You know, they had a little, you know, where they swapped a couple people out.
Yeah.
And they took some off. But the main core of the group, they kind of already came together. It was already known. And it's kind of hard to split that up like that. But sometimes a business will perpetuate the split.
Yeah.
Because when the money come in, nobody really knows the splits. Nobody knows the business part. So it's easy for people to get in other people's ear, and you the lead singer.
Oh my God.
And you should be doing this. And then you be having your own family. They don't know nothing about the business, but they be like, well, I feel like you should get more.
Yeah.
Or you should get more.
And that's why I think at the core,
when
it should be when
involved, when business corporate get involved. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, like he was saying too, not just corporate, but like he said, other people getting in your ear and stuff like that.
Like your own family getting in your ear.
Yeah, right. That's where
they don't know the game. They don't know the business because they looking from the outside in. They be like, "Well, I feel like you. Where's yours?
Right.
Oh, you know, so and so got this. How much? Why you don't got this?" I'm sure that people, like, we get a little bit more buzz or whatever, and we get a little more success. That's when you might have some people in our own family, in our own circle, gonna look at us and they gonna put us next to somebody who's big and already doing anything. Well, why you don't have this and that? They don't understand that you got to put in the work and doing all this stuff and knowing the business. They don't understand that people just think that you do something, you just set up, do something, and then there you go.
Yeah,
it don't work like that.
Well, that's why at the end of the day, you kind of have to be. Yes, you have to be all about your business, but you have to be strong-minded and you have to have a solid foundation about what it is that you're standing on. So if the three of us do this show, and when money started getting involved, well, we already know what to do because we already had discussions about this. We already know exactly how it's going to go and how it's going to be planned out. No matter what, it doesn't matter. Let's give a clear-cut example. Let's say we do this show and people that watch the show gravitate more towards Fly, right? And they say they look at Fly as the star of the show. It ain't no skin off me and Hirschback. It's like, okay, cool.
Right, good.
But in Fly's defense, he gonna be like, I'm not doing nothing without my bros.
It's a package deal. You get me,
that's what I'm. You see what I'm saying?
What it is.
Right.
And that's what it would be for if it was Hirsch or if it was me.
Right.
No, we all in this together, man. Don't try to pick us off. Don't try to this person looks like a star. No, bro.
That's what they do.
Yep.
Man.
That's what they do.
That's the game.
Like again, NWA, for example, the first thing that broke them up was the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cube left. Ironically, we got this. This is inspired by that clip of Cube.
Mm-hmm.
He had somebody that was like, "What about your money? Get a lawyer."
Mm-hmm.
Whoever told him that, they told him a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, where's your lawyer? Look at your contract.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting what he's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think well, the way it happened is they was all getting checks.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get the check. They was supposed to be handing out checks, and Jerry Harris told him, I can't give you the check until y'all sign the paperwork because y'all not officially a group on paper.
So that was the bait.
And that's when he was like, you should get that to me anyway because I don't put in work. Because see, what they did, they agreed on a homeboy level.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you do, this is what I do, this is what I do. And the way Cube looking at it is, we gonna split it all evenly because this is what we planned on doing. I put in the work on my end, you put in your work on your end, and that's what we're gonna do. But when the business came in, that paperwork came in, and then it's like, well, I can't give you this until you sign a contract. And Q feel like I'm already owed that.
Yeah, I'm already making y'all money.
The record already moving.
It's already making you money. So
I already did the work.
Exactly.
That's like going to work and working, already doing the work. And they like, nah, that work that you did last week, that don't count.
Can't pay you. You can't pay you.
You gotta sign this contract.
Like I already did the labor.
It's just like an artist that's got a mixtape buzz. That's been putting out his mixtapes for free. See, this is why they don't really like that. At first they didn't really like mixtapes. The building, the labels.
Yeah,
they didn't because
they couldn't get a cut of it.
That's that.
Well, not even that they didn't get a cut of it. They can't understand. They capitalists. Why were you putting out free music?
Yeah.
But our culture understand it from a ground level. Absolutely. Because let's take a dope dealer. One of the tactics a dope dealer use is he put samples out.
First one's free.
Because he want to see how he testing his dope.
Yeah.
Right. So he put a sample out, and he's got a fiend or whatever that he tested on. The guy like, yes, this is it. Boom. That's when he starts selling this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So a mixtape is to create the buzz. 50 Cent is the best thing to look at if you want to do a case study on mixtapes. Yeah. 50 is one of the best. Look at what he did. He created the buzz first, so when he sells a Get Rich Die Trying, it's through the roof. The demand is there. he created the man before he went over to Shady and Aftermath.
And part of and to get back on that, because I know quite a bit about it. Part of the reason he did that because he was forced to, because they blackballed him out of New York.
Yeah,
exactly.
He didn't have a choice. So
Irv Gotti was saying, he should have signed him. He shouldn't have. He was like, I blackballed him and pushed him into a perfect situation with Eminem.
Exactly.
And that was the best thing for 50 and the worst thing for them. So you screwed your own money up in the end.
I should have signed them and shelved them.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I'm glad they didn't, but yeah, I think because we're gonna get back to it, but I think my last thing I'll say on this is for anybody watching this, if you have, let's put it this way. If you have your people and y'all want to work together on, whatever project that may be, whether it has to do with music or y'all want to start a business together or whatever, y'all all need to sit down, have a comprehensive conversation, and talk about just everybody lay all their cards on the table, okay? Because when money start getting involved, the pitfalls grow. It's like potholes, more and more potholes open up. It's like here in Michigan, when wintertime come, the potholes show. It's the truth. When it start getting cold, the whole concrete start to crack. Just the truth. So when money's involved, especially the more money that come in, if y'all doing something like similar to what we doing, if y'all doing a show, understand this. It wouldn't be a show. When y'all start the show, whoever there, and when it progresses, and when y'all finally get some spotlight showing on you, who they seeing? They seeing y'all. In our case, it's the three of us. Very rarely do you see me and Fly do a show without Hirsch or do anything. Like, yeah, we did a video once before, but and what I'm gonna try to do for the channel is even when these two are not available, I'll put up solo content on this channel just so I can keep the channel active and keep the algorithm going. But what I'm trying to get at is even if one of my solo videos gets picked up, if it gets picked up on the Uncultured Roots channel and not my own personal YouTube account, these brothers are gonna be involved. It doesn't matter if they didn't have nothing to do with that video. This channel was started with the three of us, right? And even if my own solo shit get picked up, guess what I'm promoting? This channel. What fun would it be if I got on and then put my brothers on? That's the whole point of having money. When you have money, it's about you can have all the money you want, but if you ain't got nobody to spend it with.
I look at it like this, and then I'm gonna get my last statement on the subject.
Yeah.
Like, I've been made this pact. I get on. People cost me their own.
Yep.
Now, when you usually somebody hear that and they don't really understand, they thinking, oh, they about to give me a boatload of money. I'm gonna be just as rich as them.
You gotta put in the
work.
No,
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna supply the situation for us to work it so we can get it, get to it. Look, man, me and them, I'm gonna be straight up honest. We tired of working for people, okay? We tired of working for people. I know they tired of working for people. So what I'm gonna do is I get on. They have a situation where we can come together and figure out how to do this on our own and get our own money, and not have to go and clock somebody else's clock. You know what I mean?
I'm getting sick of that so much.
Yeah.
I've been trying to tone down the swearing. It's so much I want to say, but if I get to talking about the job situation, I ain't gonna be able to hold back.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I'm at my wit's end.
Yeah.
But that's that. My last statement on the subject is the culture itself. I reiterate, the culture itself, hip hop itself, is really a pure thing. I mean, it's done a lot for people. It's made so many millionaires from people just talking about their experiences.
All right.
It created people who, wouldn't have been able to have an avenue to become businessmen and businesswomen. They got it through doing this avenue, going on this avenue. It just gave a lot of hope to people. And just the art form itself is so expressive. If we didn't have this, what we had? I mean, everybody can't hold a note.
Yeah.
Everybody can't sing. You know what I mean? The whole sparring thing with words come from, hey man, y'all, skip all this fighting. Y'all battle it out.
Battle it.
Yeah.
Friendly fade.
So, it's been a lot of help. See, people looking at all the negative stuff because, the industry done perpetuated the negative things, and it's made the artists that used to talk about reality rap as a cautionary tale. They turn into they're the main villain in the story, and they talk about the killings that they actually doing. And the artist that's doing that, making that actual music and doing the actual stuff on the street, he don't even know he getting played. Because he thinking he gonna get on there and he's gonna do like the cautionary tale rapper and talk about this stuff, and then he just gonna make millions and nothing gonna happen. No, they throwing you away and they locking you up and they throwing away the key now. They gonna let you tell on yourself and you going to jail. That's what they doing. That's the new game. They push that RICO button with no problem. So, as far as that, it's
I am not gang. I do not gang bang.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
At all.
That's my take on it. That's my last take on that.
I think I said this before. Like, back then we used to have like different types of hip hop. We used to have the, conscious, or we say conscious rap. We used to have the positive stuff, you know what I'm saying? You had the dope boys, you had the gang. I mean, we don't now we just see like
Party records.
It's just one dimensional, and that's what I mean about like the cookie cutter. They're like, oh, this is what we want to push. So everybody want to. We only paying people who do this type of stuff. So you see very talented people who don't really get a shot because they don't fit that mold. So
us,
I think that's the damaging part of it, because it used to be about skill, and actually perfecting your art, you know what I'm saying? But now it's just like, it's more of a popularity, how many people can you influence? How many followers you got?
He made me think about something too.
That turned me off a big on, chasing like the dream of it. So
that's gonna come back up in these next couple clips I play, but I know exactly what you're talking about. And that time, what you say about, it used to be about perfecting your craft. When I think of people like Talib, Kweli, Common, and a more modern one would be, Lupe Fiasco, what they call them, backpack skateboarder rapper, backpack rappers.
Yeah.
That's the rap I gravitated to, because that was more of a reflection towards me. I was never a backpacker, but I related more to what they was talking about.
Yeah.
Versus, and I don't want to sound like that, but I mean I gotta think when they was out, man, I was young. I was 9, 10 years old. I couldn't relate to what Biggie and Pac was talking about half the time. I just knew they was good at what they did. I just knew they was made good music. I couldn't relate to all of it. I couldn't, that's what I'm saying. I can't relate to the Dear Mama song because my mama wasn't on drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I can understand how powerful that song was.
Right.
I could feel that song, and I could feel for the people that are going through that. I could feel for the people he wrote that for, including himself. Because it was genuine art about it. It was passion, and they knew back then how to make their passion marketable. It's still sold. Is it gonna sell like crazy now? No, because like her say, the cookie cutter thing, and that's the same way for It's the same thing for video games. It's the same thing for movies. People getting tired of superhero movies, even though they make a lot of money.
They should, because they been getting hit over the head every year with a superhero.
That's the point. People, we as humans, it's like, do you eat the same food every day? No, we like some variety. We like some diversity. We like something different every now and then. Now, me, I'm a special type of case because I can literally eat the same thing all the time.
Salmon all the time.
That's just me personally. But
I think this is where like how it negatively impacts the culture is because from the outside in, people who seeing hip hop, they think that's all black people are. We don't see the dynamics of the culture. You know what I'm saying? You don't see the brilliant kid that grew up in the hood that could tell it from his perspective and stuff like that. But you just see twerking and, drug selling and murder. So.
Well, because, since I'm using NWA again, like NWA was selling with no radio play at a time when you need radio.
Yeah.
And they couldn't understand it. It was like, how is this possible that this stuff is moving with no help whatsoever?
Yeah.
And that's when they knew it was marketable. And so they start to marketing gangster rap more than they will market something like a backpack rapper.
Mm-hmm.
I believe like this is like for stuff like a backpack rapper stuff, this is the best time. Because you don't have to go to these people and bang on their door and ask them to promote these records anymore. Yeah. You could do it on your own. I think that's the best way anyway, because you get all your money, but it's all on how you push. Now, as far as you were saying about they knew how to make things marketable, like, for example, Tupac with Dear Mama, I don't think like with a record like Dear Mama and most of his catalog, what Tupac understood when it comes to marketing his music was cater to the women because the men follow what the women want.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to certain records, that's what he did. But when it comes to something like real super heartfelt, like a Dear Mama or anything like that, he understood real.
Yeah.
Talking from the heart and giving the real will always sell. Right. And he's always going to find a home to somebody who feel it.
Yeah.
So that's what he did with that. Now, another thing I'm going to say is, it's two entities. This is why we keep having these waves where it'd be like gangsta rap running everything, and then we end up having something else. It's two things going on. One, the culture is pushing forward one thing, and the industry is pushing something else.
That's what I was about to harp on. I was about to harp on just that because I think this corporatocracy garbage, I think this crap has even brainwashed our community as a whole. Now, look, nobody has to agree with this. Is just my theory, okay? Because I'm still one of the few people left in this world that can critically think and use his mind. Not to say none of you brothers can't, but I'm saying you just look around the internet. Everybody repeats the same stupid great phrases. Oh, that's crazy work. That's diabolical. Say something original. Everybody's saying the same garbage every I'm not gonna go into that whole diatribe.
It's like, when people find a new word, they run with it.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like what's that word? What's that one word? Everybody's a narcissist.
Yeah.
They found out what narcissists mean. They read into the dog. Or whatever word. Just throw a word in there.
Like I was saying, I think this corporate crap has even brainwashed our culture to some degree, to the fact that I've always given my testimony on the show. I've always talked about how, I grew up on, I was born on the west side of Detroit, grew up on a mixture of the east and west, mostly on the east. Moved from the west side when I was 9. Moved to the east side when I was 9. The point I'm getting at is my whole living experience from 1987 to currently, growing up, being talked down to by people who look like me, criticizing me, saying I'm not black because I don't do X, Y, and Z. I say brainwashing because what makes me not black? What makes me not black? I mean, I'm in the culture. I eat the same food y'all eat. I do the same. I ain't gonna say all the same stuff y'all did, but the difference is I don't sound like y'all. I didn't allow my environment to change who I was. I talk about this publicly. What was going on in my environment was a reflection of what you see when you go to the hood. That's everything that was going around me. I grew up in the hood. But when you see me, I don't reflect the hood. They look at me like you grew up in the suburbs. It's like, well, everybody who know me know I grew up in the hood. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I didn't allow my environment to change that. So what I'm getting at is these corporate people pushing this, like you say, party music, or in that time, they was pushing the quote unquote gangster rap, or you got to do this or you got to do that. When you did have the underground scene, you did have the backpack scene. Like hip hop started from so many different. Hip hop was not just defined by one thing. You had the backpackers, you had the people who did the graffiti. That's all a part of hip hop too. It's a cultural thing. You have to take it all as a whole. And I feel like when we made that switch to go from hip hop to rap, I feel like that made it dumber. Because a lot of the young generation,
I think,
at least from what I see, they don't even acknowledge it as hip hop. They just say it's rap.
Well, rap is just a part of hip hop.
Right.
Like rapping is the speech
verbal
part, the verbal.
Yeah.
Right.
Hip hop is the culture. Rap is the actionary part.
But what I'm saying is I don't see them acknowledging hip hop as the culture. They just say the culture. They not acknowledging hip hop at all. I think that's just their shortened version of it, maybe, or maybe I'm off base.
Well, I think they do that because there were people who were saying this is not hip hop.
Yeah, you're right. I did see that. I seen a lot of that.
Okay.
So they look at it like, I thought this was all hip hop, and what I'm doing is not hip hop.
I see what you're saying.
The older people telling the younger people at the time, like, "Oh, this is not hip hop." Well, it might be partly true because it's like that's not the essence of what we doing when we rap.
Well, a man walking around in a dress carrying a man so-called, it's a purse, but they call it a man bag. That ain't hip hop at all. I mean, but whatever. That's I'm not gonna get myself canceled today. But whatever. I don't.
That's a long.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Got to start the Patreon for that one. But yeah. But okay, just all right. I'm and some of this has probably already been touched on, so I'm just gonna move on to the next clip. We'll dissect that, and we'll address whatever's being said in the clip. If it's stuff we've already touched on, we'll just either concur and move on, or continue to. You good, Hirsch?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you was daydreaming over there, staring at the sky.
I was looking at something.
Looking at the ceiling like, oh, the show's boring. I'm just going to look at the ceiling.
Nah, I ain't taking no edible. Then I might be.
Might just get up mid-show. Hirsch, where you going, bro?
I'm talking, my brother who passed away, he did that before.
Oh, wow.
I gave him 2. And before, I was going to get something at the room. Came back, he ate them both. I was like, "What you doing, man?"
No.
So we was at a get together later. He was just like, good 30 minutes.
No.
Got him stuck, Lord. Y'all stuck.
He was stuck, right?
He wasn't even on this planet, bro. He was somewhere in the distant land somewhere.
Right. It'll do it to you.
He was on Pluto doing the pokey pokey.
Doing the Macarena.
The hokey pokey. Oh my God. All right. I'm gonna play this next clip, man.
Then every violent rap song, every video glorifying prison culture, every lyric about selling drugs and rivals, it had all been part of a master plan to destroy black lives in America. But Ice Cube's revelation in 2023 wasn't the first time someone tried to blow the whistle on this conspiracy. 11 years earlier, something happened that sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. On April 24th, 2012, at exactly 1:30 p.m., Someone using an anonymous Gmail account under the fake alias John Smith would send an email that would change everything. According to this letter, sometime in the early 1990s, this person had been invited to a closed-door meeting at a private residence on the outskirts of Los Angeles. He described himself as a decision maker with one of the more established companies in the music industry. The meeting had about 25 to 30 people, mostly familiar faces from the music business. But there was also a small group of unfamiliar faces, men in suits who stayed to themselves and made no attempt to socialize with anyone else. One of these suited men stood up and made an announcement that left the room stunned. He told them that the companies they worked for in the music industry had been building privately owned prisons. Since these prisons were government funded, the more prisoners they housed, the more money they made. And here's where it gets truly sinister. Their job, as music industry executives, was to market music that promoted criminal behavior. Rap music was specifically chosen as the weapon of choice.
Yeah, Crazy Bomb had something on his podcast when he had it about that.
That he was like they approached him about that, or what?
No, he was reading a letter of somebody who, I think the same letter that they referring to is what he was talking about. He read the letter, I think.
That's crazy.
I mean, but it makes sense though. It makes sense when you look at the trajectory. You remember what 80s hip hop used to sound like. You remember you know, Public Enemy. What I'm getting at is you seen the switch. The switch. I mean, shoot, heavy rappers like who I used to quote according to my mother. She would tell me I used to sing all his songs. Heavy D. Anytime he was on the radio, I would be singing Heavy D, and she, because
Heavy D was one of the first artists
on
the radio I was listening to.
So and Digital Underground as well, you know. So what I'm getting at is we all saw the switch. We saw the switch. We grew up as it was switching.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we kind of do get the best of both worlds by having those older generations around us, being able to know what 60s and 70s music was like, because our generation, well, the you know what I'm trying to say? They were sampling their music. Because that was their childhood music. They were sampling in it and bringing it and making it our childhood.
They were sampling their parents' music.
Right. Yeah. Right. And and I think about my kids' generation. And it's like it's completely watered down. What I'm saying is the variety. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't any variety out there, because it's a double-edged sword. More and more people can make music and put it out there now. But more and more people can put out music and put it out there now.
It's the same.
It's oversaturated.
Yeah.
So it's like, and we talked about this before, about how it's good for artists like us, because, you know, I'm a fan of y'all's music. I'm a fan of my own damn music. The point I'm getting at is it gives us the ability to put our music out there if we so choose to. But then you got the dude down the block who never even thought about writing a rap, who never wrote a rap in his life, who quoted other rappers but never thought to do it himself. Then he finally thinks to do it himself, and it's like you just at the beginner stages. Like it didn't come natural to you. Like, I can honestly say, I named myself 17 because I started rapping at 17. Now, that's the rapping part. I was writing poems at 16. I just converted them to raps. I used to think about it when I was 8, 9 years old. Like, man, I wonder if I could rap one day. And I always psych myself out. I mean, I can't do it. I can't rap. Around the age y'all was probably starting to do it. And I'm thinking about doing it and telling myself, no, I can't.
Right. Well, how old were we at 8? I mean, what would that be?
95. For us, Hearst was 9.
Right, 9.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's the
like,
old man
well,
in the group.
I mean, around there, I'm listening to everything that's on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
and like 94, like 93, 94, 95, like I'm hearing a Chronic and Snoop Dogg, and to me, Snoop Dogg is like the best thing since sliced bread. Like, and all I know is this music sound good. Whoever made whatever this is,
That
I
one.
don't know how it was made because I didn't have understanding a concept of going to the studio
Right.
or anything like that. Everything that I know now, I had it wasn't even a figment of my imagination. All I know is whatever this is, this sounds
Like
good.
Right.
It sounds good. It wasn't until I ain't gonna go into the whole story, but it wasn't until I'm listening to radio one day, and my friend at the time was like, "We can do that." Long story short, he stopped. I kept going.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was probably like maybe like 13, 14, like something like that. 15, something like that.
13. Yeah.
Oh, y'all started rapping that late? I thought y'all was rapping earlier.
I was into music.
Right, I was too.
I was really like into it because I'm listening to it real hard.
Why am I thinking that y'all was rapping at like 8 or 9 years old? I'm thinking they just decades ahead of me. And we started was rapping a few years apart.
Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles.
I
mean, I listened to it, but
that's a revelation to me.
I wanted to be a Ninja Turtle, bro.
I was watching Ninja Turtles 100 million times. I'm talking about the movie. Like I was watching the movie, watching Terminator.
Right.
I was watching Power Rangers. I ain't gonna front.
Power Rangers every day.
Yeah.
Wouldn't think about writing no raps.
No, I
was outside.
Right.
Yes.
We outside.
Yes.
Right. It wasn't no internet.
Right.
YouTube or nothing like that. It had us captivated. The shows that we watched that we loved so much, they came on at a certain times, and that when you seen it was it. There wasn't no binge watching.
If you didn't have a VCR to tape it,
right, you gonna miss it.
You gonna miss out.
You ain't there.
And then when the next episode come, if it was a continuation from the next episode, like a Dragon Ball, like it was like next adventures of, you missed out.
You just missed it.
Now you gotta get a recap on what happened. And the only time you know what happened is you go to school and somebody, oh, this is what happened. You missed it.
Right.
And be mad as hell. That was the real FOMO back in the day.
And you definitely was mad because everybody talking about it, you don't got nothing to contribute to the conversation because you didn't see it.
I can't tell you how many times I missed out on something because, I decided to go outside that day. It's like, but yeah. Okay, well that was a hell of a revelation to me. I'm sitting up here thinking, like, man, these dudes been rapping a whole decade ahead of me, and I was just like, only a few years apart.
I mean, if you think about it, when we did started, it was like babies. But I was looking at Bow Wow like, that's me. That ought to be me. That's how I was looking at him. Cause I was like, because the thing was, with him, it was like, oh, Jermaine wrote his stuff. I'll write my stuff. Yeah. So, no shout out Bow because he I don't care what nobody say. He's legendary because he is. People don't know they think he started with Jermaine. He started with Snoop and Death Row. They don't. Yep. That's the truth.
I knew about that.
Snoop gave him to Jermaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what happened. I mean, Suge bought him on Arsenio Hall show. So
I've always given Bow Wow his props, man.
He's on Snoop album, right?
Skit. He was the kid.
I want to be a motherfucking gangster.
Yep.
Now I ain't gonna front. I was
not in the video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was in the video for Gin and Juice. He was a little kid jumping on the couch.
Oh, okay. So he been around.
Yeah. He been around. He's been around. You can't. Hey man.
That's what I say.
Flowers.
It's on video. You can go to the archives and look and see. He been around. But it's just when he was popping off, I was as a kid when we was young. I was looking at him like, that's me. That should be me.
Yeah, I was never a fan of his music because he knew what he was doing. He was marketing to the girls and everything. But at the end of the day,
changed that. Jermaine was like, and I said that in the video on YouTube. I was like, Jermaine, they sent him to the right one because Jermaine's superpower with dealing with a young artist, he knows how to make it edgy. He just know how to market the young kid. He do it real good.
Crisscross,
Crisscross was edgy without going too far over the edge because nobody about to buy a gangster kid.
Right. Yeah.
It's like not happening.
Yeah.
So, you know,
he pushed right up to that PG-13 mark.
Yeah. And Crisscross, they wasn't no little punks. They from Bankhead. You know what I mean? They was from the West Side, you know, Atlanta. So it wasn't like they wasn't from the hood or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, Jermaine knew how to market them.
Yeah. Like, and you don't see that a lot these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, marketing has changed. Let's be honest with the internet and everything. But
I mean, these days they want you to build it yourself. You build your own following, you market yourself, and then they want to say, okay.
But at that point, I don't want you. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't want you to just leech onto what, because they I think they're gonna talk about this in this next clip. Either I pulled it or I didn't. But they talked about artist development. You know what I'm saying? And
that's dead. They want you to develop yourself.
It's gone. And
it's needed.
It's very much needed because, like you say, the cookie cutter thing. Like, how else? If a person is gonna learn how to do music, you're gonna learn by listening. You're gonna learn by listening to whoever you idolize at the moment. Okay, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Like, when Eminem first came out, was not a fan of Eminem. I was not. I didn't like Eminem. Not because he was white, because he was off to me. Like, it just something was off about him. He was not normal for what I was used to listening to.
Yeah. I remember clearly.
The more I started listening to him, and his lyrical ability is what stood out, the way his wordplay was. And I'm like, I couldn't help it. And then the older I got, he became my favorite rapper. And I'm like, it's crazy how I didn't like him, and now he's my favorite artist. And then it's like, when I started rapping, who's the first person I go to try to mimic, or not even mimic, but just try to, like, I'm taking a little bit from him, taking a little bit from that. And I took a lot from him. Took just a small point from Jay. Took a little bit from Nas. You know what I'm saying? The people who I was listening to.
Yeah.
I took more from Nas than I took from Jay. But what I'm getting at is Eminem was, like, at the core. And of course it helped that he was from the same city I'm from. So it's just like, oh man, but like, and then I go back and check myself, like, damn, why didn't I like this guy at first? Because obviously, me growing up my whole life telling me I ain't black, it sure ain't got nothing to do with race. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, that ain't it.
Well,
not from my perspective.
At the time Marshall came along, we are a program about what's cool and what's not.
Yeah.
He broke the mold.
Shattered.
Like, first of all, if you let a super purist say it, he was never supposed to work. He wasn't supposed to work. Because we done had people before that was a failure. Like, get this out of here. Like, Vanilla Ice is the main one they bring up. Because they like, oh man, what is it? Get it out of here. When they found, all that stuff, he done right, or whatever the case it was.
Yeah, that was kind of like the cookie cutter situation. They're just trying to make him into what, but M was different.
He did it his own way.
It was true to him.
He was pure.
Yeah.
He's somebody. He wasn't it's more when you listen to Eminem, it's very believable. That okay, this guy he studied the culture.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He studied it. Right. You could tell. You could tell. It's not like it. First of all, Ice Ice Baby. It's like, I mean, you sampling in a song that we kind of already heard before,
right?
And then you you got a white face that look like white America.
Right. And dressing like MC Hammer.
And which worked already, so they kind of did what worked already.
Yep. Only Hammer could get away with the Hammer paste.
Yeah.
And then he had a haircut that wasn't really like a regular white person haircut.
Kind of like MC Hammer. You had the little lines. They try to cookie cutter.
They try to stay in the middle with him, like
right.
He got the style like the black guys, and we're gonna sell that, and then the white guy's gonna like because he's white. And they threw him out there. It's so.
Yeah, so
it don't have the sustainability because it don't come off as real and authentic.
You could tell it was put together.
Yeah.
And it's like a white he was marketed like a white player guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And M was like, I'm got issues. I'm
from the gutter,
mom,
right.
And pills and
exactly.
M was very relatable.
Raw.
Not to all of us, but he was relatable because
people who didn't feel like they was heard.
That part, and not only that, but he was relatable to people who, even if it's like, okay, maybe I don't relate to this personally, but I can see who this might go towards.
Yeah.
Because people, I mean, that was a time where, growing up, I did see white boys talking back to their mom. Shut up, mom!
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
that was the part that was outside of our culture.
Right, that wasn't in our culture at all.
Even whatever our moms, our parents did to us, we would never write no diss song. You know what I'm saying? So that was outside of our culture,
bro.
But it was true to him.
He made a song. This is Mama. Tupac made a song exalting his mama,
even despite her faults, right?
Despite her faults.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not something that's within our culture.
But
I was just saying it worked for him. It was true to him.
Even with all that said, even with like Fly was saying, everybody couldn't hold a note. Everybody couldn't sing. Rap, just like everything else throughout history that has helped us survive, rap was our therapy, man.
Yeah,
rap was definitely Eminem. It still is, but rap was definitely Eminem's therapy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, you could hear it. I mean, every song with his was a therapy session, damn near. And it's like God, and it's like it's a therapy session because he's getting out talking about his problems, but he's lyrical as hell.
Yeah,
like he's not garbage at all. That's the thing.
All.
Like you never heard me say that. When I went through that phase of saying, man, I didn't care for him. I didn't really like him. You never heard me say he was trash. Hell no. Yeah. I just said, oh, this is just strange to me. This is not normal.
Left field.
You know what I'm saying?
It was very left field.
See, he kind of pulled you in.
That's what happened.
He very slick with it because okay, I'll take it back. When I first heard of him, first time I heard of him, my friends at the time, they were the best A&Rs in the world. Because they bring the music and they're like, this is the next guy, and they end up being the next guy. Nelly was one of those artists.
Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Henry. He was like, he would go down south, and then the South got a circuit going on with music. He would go down in Louisiana, and they got a pipeline between Louisiana and Louisiana. Like the whole I-10 thing down there is a big deal. And he brought Nelly, and he was like, this is it. They did the same thing with M. They would be talking about, hey, you heard this? Hi, my name is, and I was like, what is this? They showed me, we watched MTV, and that video came on. I was like, what is this? He talking about all this crazy stuff in the reg. I'm like, what is this? It make you look at him like one way.
Yeah.
And then you listen to the album. And he just going off.
And there'll never be another like him. That's all I'll say. He's a legend for a reason. And that's why he's definitely in my top. Obviously, I've said it before, and it ain't got nothing to do with his skin tone and none of that. Is Eminem the best rapper of all time? No, he's not the best rapper, but in my mind, he's the best lyricist of all time. To me, he's the best lyricist, and that's no discredit to.
That's not a bad take.
That's not far fetched.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a diss to Rakim. That's not a diss to Kane. That's all them brothers were solid.
Yeah.
But even they had to give. They like, no, him is something else.
Yeah, he's different. Definitely different.
I've seen interviews with all them brothers saying that, like, nah, he's different.
The rhymes, the way he put them together. This is crazy. You know, they leave him, and it's funny that we brought him up because this week I was listening to the Slim Shady LP, and then I listened to a little bit of Marshall Mathers LP. They leave him out the storytelling. Like, who was one of the best storytellers?
Oh, yeah.
He's a good storyteller.
He's a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
Crazy storyteller.
Especially
that one rhyme you talking about. Me and Marcus Allen and Ron Goldman, like we over so house. Somebody knock on the door. It must be Ron Goldman. I was like, this it still sound crazy.
Yeah.
All these years, you look back, it still sound crazy.
I often
the way
joke.
You put that stand song together.
Yeah,
that was brilliant, dog. Like, who thinks of this?
But even when I'm
together like this,
even when I'm playing the game with some of my other bros or whatever, when we be playing the game or whatever, and usually we playing some shooting games or whatever and whatnot, or sometimes we might play 2K online. We don't really play 2K too much anymore, but it's like when we be in the shooting match. Right now, we've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, whatever and whatnot. I'm not gonna get too far in all that, but I found myself quoting M lines like, giving these cats a good old fashioned passionate ass.
Get your shoes coat. It's just like simple stuff like that. Like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like Jesus.
That's how he rhymed it. It flows so effortless.
And it lets you know like he's from where he's from. Like he's from the D.
He is from the D. Definitely.
If you know, everybody know about a good old fashioned passionate ass whooping. Get your shoes coat and your hat took. It's like
it's happened to him.
That's Detroit. That's Detroit stuff, right?
Like, of course, you know, you come here, you piss the wrong people off. Of course, they'll put you 6 feet under.
Right.
But more than likely, they're gonna run the fade.
Yeah,
you know,
they whoops ass.
Yeah, you know. So anyhow, okay, because I'm trying to spare time. We ain't gonna play the third one. We gonna move on to the next one. We're gonna move on to the next one. And this clip that I took from is from O'Shea Duke Jackson. O'Shea Duke Jackson on YouTube. Pulled from him. I just titled this the Hip Hop Awards. And I think
Ice Cube too?
Nah.
No.
Somebody else in that O'Shea.
Okay.
No. I think this is the one I sent y'all the other day.
Okay.
Y'all, I am not happy about the Hip Hop Awards being canceled. Like, as somebody who grew up on hip hop and I'm obviously a rapper, this really hurts.
Ever since 2006, the BET Hip Hop Awards have entertained many families around the country, especially those in the Black community. Top artists came out, new artists got recognized, and of course, we all love the Hip Hop Awards show. And for a while, it was cooking. Ratings were up, money was coming in, and all of the hot rappers wanted to perform for this particular show. And the reason why is, well, the BET Hip Hop Awards is Black American, it's Black, and you get recognition in the community for being there. And it's not only that you're doing it for the genre, you're doing it for Black culture.
He's right, you know.
But lately, BET hasn't been doing so good. The Soul Train Awards, which started in the 80s honoring R&B singers, is now on hold, as well as the BET Hip Hop Awards. CEO Scott Mills says the network isn't eliminating these shows, but rather reimagining them for today's shifting media landscape.
Stop the cap.
So what y'all think about that, man? In terms of, now I'll be the first to say, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Hip Hop Awards. Not gonna lie. What I mean is, I didn't watch it faithfully. Yeah, I dipped in and checked it out every now and then, but I'm gonna tell you, very quick short story. The reason I gave up on award shows in general, and I hate that it even bled into our own award shows. You know, when 50 Cent, what was that? When he didn't win a Grammy for Best New Artist?
Yeah, Best New Artist.
Yeah. That's when I knew. I'm like, I'm not messing with none of this ever again. Like, because there was no way he was not the biggest artist 2003. I'm sorry.
Who won over him?
Don't care. Don't remember. It wasn't even memorable. The fact.
No, I can't remember who it was.
But the point I'm getting at, that's when I lost faith in any of these award things. That's why I'm just like, so that's why I'm trying to say, that's where mine stemmed from, because I didn't like 50 when he first came out. But the fact that y'all didn't acknowledge him with the run that he had, like damn near his entire album was on the radio, almost.
Yeah, I didn't like him for a different reason. It's like I was honing my own skills, and I was hearing his ass so much that he started like invading my sound.
Yep,
like,
I already know.
Like
I already know. No, because I remember you saying it in high
school.
Turn
on nothing
like,
without hearing him.
Like,
yeah.
I remember you saying that exact quote. I can't read from this thing, man.
Everywhere, bro.
So that was the only thing. So as far as the hip hop awards, I would duck in. I would check it out every now and then. But I'm not gonna sit up here and say it was. Oh, I look forward to watching, these awards, because I don't really think these. Me personally, I don't. It's nice for the artist to get its recognition, his or her recognition. That's a beautiful thing. People should get their flowers when they do something amazing. I'm absolutely an advocate for that. But it's just, you really gonna get most of your appreciation from the streets, from the people consuming your music. So, but that's my take on that. So,
I mean, I do think they got a point where they saying like the new what do you say, adjusting for the new type of media, because people don't really watch TV like that no more.
That's true.
A lot of people on YouTube or social media. So, I mean, I'm sure that's got a big part of the declining ratings. But,
you think that's the only reason?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Also, the watered down music might have a part in it too.
I think it will play a. When they say they kind of slow on making it or doing it, I felt like it was numbers. Like, award shows rarely haven't been, exciting to watch since back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I guess probably like early 2000s. After that, it was like over the top and all kind of other stuff going on. It was like too much. Yeah. People doing it just was doing too much. It wasn't that exciting. And then the music's not all that either. So it's like nobody's gonna want to watch that. So if BT decided that they wasn't going to do it and they trying to imagine it, it sounds like to me, we gotta make it a new way to consume, because the way we had it last time, nobody's consuming.
The people who's nostalgic about it, who used to watch it like us, we older now. We ain't checking for no, current music artists. So,
yeah.
And the young people they online. So
yeah, that's what I'm about to say.
I feel bad for the young kids, because it's like, I mean, who's gonna type Michael Jackson doing the moonwalk on Motown 25 or something? Like, who's gonna top that? What can top that?
Yeah, exactly.
The type of war shows where we had all kind of stuff. Like, even though it was bad, Suge getting up there.
Oh yeah, all in the video,
all in the records,
dancing while Puff in the front row like that.
Like
some gangster.
It's just all kind of war shows.
Those were legendary moments.
Legendary.
Rick James getting up to
Snoop cussing out the crowd when he surrounded by East Coasters, like this little skinny dude.
Y'all like I love LA.
All right.
You don't love us.
Like that's let it be known then.
Those are all legendary
Yeah.
moments. I would say.
Yeah.
But I feel what you're saying. Like,
only time it's legendary is when they have an older act up there.
Yeah.
Like the time they celebrated Puff and he brought all, Kim and everybody from Bad Boy up there, or anytime they bring the acts that we grew up on or for them, anytime they do something like that, that's when it's like, okay, people tune in to watch that.
Spike, yeah.
So let me ask you guys something. This is just a question because I'm not gonna play the other two videos and because of time, and I definitely want to get to this next story. But do you think, because we got to tell the truth, we got to tell the part that we leaving out. A lot of stuff we grew up on was gatekept.
Yeah.
Because of the labels and all of that. You in order to get recognition, you had to go through the labels. It's completely different.
The labels.
Right. It's a complete.
It was people in the culture that was gatekeeping in the culture that wasn't on the label.
Right.
So what I'm getting at is the moments that we just talked about, the moments with award shows and all those things, because obviously the media was different then. It was more TV focused, TV centered. It was like everybody had to go to one spot to get these things, whether a couple networks or whatever. Now everything is just, the gates are open, the floodgates are open. Nothing is centralized anymore except for maybe YouTube. But even if you go on YouTube, it's not like, okay, it's just the YouTube channel. No, there are millions of YouTube channels. So it's like, it may be centralized, but it's not centralized, if you get what I'm saying. So do you think a lot of the younger generation won't maybe have those golden moments that we had because of it not being quite as centralized, the gate kept?
I mean, they not having golden moments now.
You say they're not?
When the last time you saw a award show, they've been talking about it for months.
Dang. Talk about it for a week. I don't remember the last time they talking for a week.
Like when the last time they had something. And I bet you if it's something, if they had something that anytime like soon or recent, it's been because an older actor was on there. Like when the last time they had one of those moments where, they had a big moment at the award show and people was at the water cooler at work the next day talking about it. Did you see so and so last night? And they talked about it for a little bit.
Yeah, because even with the freestyle sessions that they used to have, people would talk about that, like, with people like, man, it's like when they had the ciphers,
right?
That was something to talk. But most of these new cats, they don't freestyle.
Yeah.
Well, no, I take that back. They do freestyles. They don't even write their damn rhymes down. They don't even write their rhymes down. They just punch in, punch out, punch in, punch out. Nothing against it. Nothing against it. I'm not knocking it. I don't do it personally with my music, but nothing against it. If that's how you got to do it, that's how you got to do it. I'm old school. I'm still pen and pad. I'm old school. Like, and that's the way I'm gonna die. That's just the way it is with me. Yeah, I got technology. Yeah, I can voice record my raps into my phone, but I don't want to become dependent on that, because if I lose my phone or if I damage my phone, I can't get the shit off this thing. Well, it was a golden line that on a unrelated topic. Samuel L. Jackson said this in the movie Kingsman. It was unrelated. He had pen and pad. He said, "You can't hack this shit." And that line always stuck out to me. That line always stuck out to me, because in an age where technology is everything, you cannot hack pen and paper. The only way you are going to get this is if you come into my house and take it. You cannot. You can hack my phone. You can figure out all this technology shit. You can have a PC. You can't hack pen and paper. That always stuck out. That like I said, unrelated note, but that's part of the reason why I'm still pen and pad. Like, nah, bro, I'm just, so.
There's something to say about the action between, behind putting pen and pad.
Yeah. Because I mean, to me, it feels more authentic. It make me really feel like I'm writing this down. I can see it, and then when I go to record, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably easier reading it off a phone and scrolling. It probably is. I've never done it. I'm sure it is. I mean, I've seen Cadario do it. He's done it once or twice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do it too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
All right, sell out.
I mean, I do whatever's clever, whatever I feel that time.
Traitor.
If I wrote it, I feel like writing, I write it.
I'm talking, man. I'm just talking mess. But yeah, but anyway, so my last thing on the Hip Hop Awards thing is if they're trying to revamp, they're trying to rebrand. I honestly, I don't see how you're going to be able to pull that off. Honestly,
probably try to put it on a live stream or something.
You can try to do that, but are people going to actually be watching it? Because here's and before we move on, here's the question I really wanted to ask.
Does that take away from the channel, the BET?
You said, does it take away from the channel?
Yeah, you're not getting the views from the actual channel. You're getting, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on how it's structured in terms of how they, how they get their money. But I mean, do y'all think it's less talent now? Are people just less talented these days?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think we just don't see, because the only thing that rises to the top is, the cookie cutter
stuff.
It's hard
so I believe it. I'm just saying, I believe it is a lot of talented people out here who just don't get they just can't get the shine because it's so saturated.
That's where I was leaning.
Yeah, it's got so crowded that you got to work super hard to get past the fluff.
Yeah. Because I be trying to build playlists and stuff. I be trying to search music. I'm like, it's more work. Trying to build a playlist, trying to find something I like.
Well, for me, I happen to run into artists like, Currency is somebody who been kind of underground, but I always been a fan of his. Like I stayed on listening to Currency. Like he's one of those. And that's an example to go back from the last topic we was talking about. Like it's like he's the underground peer type stuff to me, because the labels don't jump on him until they start seeing, he's doing it on his own, and then they want to jump in because their whole thing is to make money. But I stuck to Currency. Then LES from, I think he from Houston. He good. He that same thing. He's like a conversation. What is he? What would they call it? It's like a conversation lifestyle rapper.
Okay.
Currency like a lifestyle rapper. I think they would consider Wiz like a lifestyle. Wiz Khalifa a style rapper. Who else? I think Big Crit might have been signed to a label, but he's devastatingly underrated. Big Crit.
Yeah, I like Crit. Yeah.
Larry June. Larry June is a acquired taste to some people, but he a lifestyle rapper too.
He dropped the album with 2 Chainz. Him and 2 Chainz dropped the album.
Yeah, a couple months ago. He could stay consistently dropping. I just pick what I like, and I just listen to it. And then if it's not that, then I'm listening to like the big guys that we've been listening to the whole time. I go back to the old catalog.
That's what I and returning to like the old music again. Like I gotta listen to like 15 songs to find 2 I like of the new stuff.
Because I like going to the old ones though, because I'm still learning. Like, because I'm trying to figure out how did they make it? Like, how did they make that? How did they put that together? I need to figure out how to do my like that. Figure put it together somewhere close at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself doing that from time to time when I do tend to want to listen to music outside of my own. You know, most of the time I'm listening to instrumentals and stuff that I make because I like music. I've always been a fan of music, but my first the way I got into music was like jazz. You know what I'm saying? So I first came out listening to music without words to it. So that's what I've always gravitated to mostly. And then obviously, you know, especially with my mama, she got me heavily into jazz and then got me into R&B, listening, growing up on, you know, Sade and people at that time. Sade's was stuck out to me the most because I was always a fan of her growing up. But you know, and like why? Like my daughter asked me yesterday. She's like, "Who's your favorite singer?" I swear she literally just asked me this yesterday. She's like, "Who is your favorite singer?" And I told her, you know, now could y'all guess who my favorite singer is? Probably not. But
Singer.
You know who my favorite rapper is? Who's my favorite singer? Jill Scott.
Oh yeah.
Fucking love Jill Scott.
How could I forget?
You threw me off when you said Sade.
I knew it was Jill Scott. I forgot though. Like I knew.
Love Jill Scott.
Because I remember him talking. I mean, we had this conversation a long time ago about Jill Scott. Yeah.
Love me some Jill Scott, man. I man, listen. I will listen to her entire catalog, front to back. I don't care. I love Jill Scott. And it threw my daughter off by surprise. She be like, "It's a girl?" I'm like, I don't want no man singing to me. You know, she's 7, so she like, of course it's a girl, of course it's a female. I'm not listening to no dude singing sweet nothings into my ear. Like, bro, get the hell on. You know, and not to say that I don't have an appreciation for male R&B artists. Of course not. That's not what I'm saying. But you know, if I'm listening to some R&B, I'm like, of course, I'm gonna be a woman being played. You know, so but I don't know.
Yeah, it was that lady.
Yeah,
man.
Definitely. Flowers.
She is.
Flowers deserved.
If only it was a different time and I was a different age. Different timeline, baby. Different timeline.
Yeah, I like this. I like how she put some of those songs together. Like the subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
listen, I've never heard an artist sing about soul food the way that she does, bro. It's just like I don't even.
Like this is a woman.
Like like her. Her and Erica.
I can't leave out
a different time.
Yeah, because Erica to me she come off like somebody you know from around the way.
Yeah,
especially in the time when she dropped Tyrone. It was like she just it's like this is where you get like the culture, like that. That's what I mean, culture artist.
Definitely culture.
That right there, culture. She talking about real. When you listen to Tyrone, you listening to some culture stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like listening to Jill. I mean, when she, like I said, her subject matter. Let's take a long walk around the park at the like what?
Man,
she breaking it down. Let's do this. Let's do that. Right. That's how you want your woman to talk to you,
man. Damn, you saying a lot without saying a lot.
That's a woman right there.
That is a woman.
Yeah, only other like she got a lot of songs like that, and only other song that come close to how you like a woman talking like that is like Floetry, Say Yes.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is say yes.
Oh man. Woo.
They don't make them like that.
They don't make them like that no more, bro.
We need that music.
We need that,
man. And young artists should learn to tap into that element of our culture. If it still exists, if it's still around, I'm sure it is. Because
somebody got to introduce them to that.
Yes.
I'll give you a male artist, Music Soul Child.
Oh yeah.
He had when he had his run, he had those records, those string of records.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I can't. again, it's not like I haven't listened to male R&B, because there was a point in time in my life where I was listening to more R&B than rap music, because I was going through a point in my life where I'm like, bro, I just don't want to hear all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm on a completely different wavelength right now.
I'm there right now.
I can't be listening to this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, especially around the time my first child was born. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was 21. And you would think that's like the highlight, the peak of your life. You still going out partying and all that. Y'all was still going out doing. Not me. I wasn't.
We wanted to hear that. We wanted to hear that.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You could dare you fly. Y'all was still going to Canada, going to the club, doing all that. Y'all was still doing all that. Me, I was automatically in family man mode. I'm like, bro, I'm somewhere else right now. I can't even. That's why I didn't hang with y'all like that. I'm like, I ain't even on that tip, right? I ain't even on that shit.
I always had a mix. Because when I was younger, and I was like real little kid.
Yeah.
My mom, she's the older sibling between her and my auntie. So my mom would be, when I'm in a car, my mom, she listening to Luther. SWV. Like she listening to stuff like that. Like anything like Luther and anything around that time. My grandma, she listening to the old school stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Teddy Pendergrass.
Like Teddy Pendergrass or Harold and Blue Notes and all that old Isley Brothers. All that older stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I would listen to some of that too with my mom in the car. Now my auntie, she's younger, so it's her time when she's young and she's listening to music is 90s R&B. This is Brandy. This is Monica. This is 112. This is Jodeci. You know, Devontae Swing and them, like the Rodney Jerkins and them. This is like New Jack Swing, Teddy Riley's, Monica, Brandy, 112, like Jagged, all that stuff from the 90s. And then, you know, seeing Snoop, Andre and the Lowrider, and Snoop being on the handlebars with the afro and the hockey jersey, like that blew my mind. And I was like, what is this? But that's the, you know, I just had a little bit of everything.
Yeah. I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, and that's the beautiful part about it is just us three as an example. We didn't all get into music the same way. And we don't all do music the same way either.
Orchestra music too.
Yep.
Like I got my first Walkman. My grandmother bought it at a rummage sale.
Yeah.
And she gave it to me. She didn't know it was a cassette in there. It was a cassette with orchestra music in it. And at that time, I didn't have no money. I didn't have money to buy my own music. I wouldn't know what to get no way. So the tape that was in there was orchestra music, and I just was listening to it. I just listened to the orchestra music. My cousin would bring stuff like Bone Thugs and stuff. My bad, Harry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I ain't never listened to like classical, like growing up or nothing. That's something that I'd like grown to appreciate. Like I still listen to that now. Like if I'm at work or something, I'll just put on some classical music and, you know what I'm saying, focus.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man, I remember I had a dentist appointment when I was a young kid. Obviously, dentist was white dude, but man, it was opera music playing in the background. And I'm like, for some reason, it's like, okay, all right, this is not the same. This is not what I'm used to, but it was like letting me know that, man, yeah, we do music and talking about our culture, but music has always been around, and there are always going to be different parts of it, different types of music. And that was one that I wasn't exposed to until I was, and I'm like, this ain't that bad. And then of course I still remember the look on his face, man. this young black kid has an appreciation for opera. It's good music, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. You know, but again, from my humble beginnings, my foundation, basically, jazz is just instrumentals compared to, you know, and I'm not trying to belittle jazz music, because that's actually like, when you call hip hop, rap, whatever, and jazz, it's 1A, 1B for me personally. Like that's how high up I am on jazz music. Like smooth jazz, classical jazz, whatever. I like jazz. You know what I'm saying? But is it big in our culture today? No. But I will say, my youngest son, my middle child, he has an appreciation for jazz. Caught him listening to some stuff one day on YouTube. I came in and I'm looking around like, who put this on for you? He was like, I did. I'm like, you like this? He was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, thank God. I'm like, oh, thank God. It's not lost with me, because I thought it was lost. You know, my mama passed it down to me, and then I had 3 kids, and I'm like, oh, well, ain't none of them gonna like it. And he like it. I'm like, oh, thank God. At least it'll be moving on to the next generation. But all right, we ain't gonna get to that other story, because it's like, but I am gonna talk about it next week, because it's important. If we don't talk about it next week on the show, then we're gonna talk about it in one of our short form content. So I'll talk about it by myself. But because it's okay, I'm not gonna say what time it is, because I obviously gotta go back and do some editing. I have to do some editing, but we're gonna do hit or miss.
We ain't had one in a minute.
Right.
So
you got your warning.
Oh, okay. I had already turned it down.
Well, no, I told I'm not gonna do that to you. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I want to strike, I am gonna strike without warning. You won't know, but you know, but I'm gonna give you a warning. You know, but we're gonna go on the hit or miss, and is it gonna play?
Hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss, hit or miss.
All right. Having some real technical difficulties today. All right, so with our first hit or miss for today, I just titled it Sugar Daddies. Now, listen.
It's a miss for me.
Off top, huh?
Already.
Well, look, this one is a two-parter, because it was actually a reaction to somebody else's reaction. So I broke it down into two. I broke it down into what she was saying, and then I broke it down into what he was saying. So this is the first part.
A woman who used to watch Shira 7 was unalived by her 54-year-old sugar daddy. Let me tell you something. I'm reading the comments and people are saying Shira 7, her advice is dangerous. I'm not saying her advice is dangerous. I'm just saying that a lot of men, they think that they own you when they give you stuff. A lot of men think that when they give you money, you are their property. I'm not saying all men think like that, but that is a high possibility. So when you go out there and you date these guys, keep that in mind. And my thing is, she had a boyfriend. You're 54, she's 24. She's not with you because of your good looks. She's not with you because of your stamina. She's not with you because you get it up quick. The 24-year-old boyfriend she had, that's who she loves dearly. You are just a wallet. Know your place. I don't care what nobody say this red pill have a lot of men deluded. Just be careful out there, ladies. I love a good sugar daddy, but a lot of men, they forget that they're sugar daddies. They forget. A lot of guys think that the girl at the strip club really wants them and really wants a relationship. Just be careful, be mindful. Any 54-year-old man that really wants a relationship with a 24-year-old woman, it's already a little, in my opinion, just as my opinion, there's already a little. So
we're going by based off overall, with the overall sentiment of what she's saying. Nothing in particular.
What was
what is she saying?
What was dude? I know he from here. What's his name?
Ah, Christ. I'm subscribed to his channel. I don't know why.
I saw his video.
I wanted to shout him out, make sure, because we're using his content, but
Yeah, I completely forgot. I'm subscribed to him, so I
Daytime something like that.
Anton
Antoine
Daniels.
Daniels. Antoine
Yeah.
Daniels.
Okay.
Shout out
Okay.
to Antoine Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what
So
we hitting the miss
yeah, like
exactly?
it's basically just like, is what she's saying accurate? Is it a hit or miss for you in terms of, is it transactional? Are men delusional, or are sugar daddies nothing more than just wallets? According, and basically is what she's getting at.
Okay, well I'll do it like this. Off the premise that are they wallets? Yeah. Because when you sign up to be a sugar daddy, that's what you were signing up to do. But I'm gonna say that and say, yeah, true. But at the same time, see, she gets saying all this stuff, and she's not telling the women. Like she's more on the man doing what he did, but not harping on the women, not understanding that look, it could go left. You look, this is why you shouldn't be messing with people just strictly for money or something.
Yeah.
Because he gonna give you, and I said this before, I believe on the show. Look, man, he gonna give you a lot of stuff, but at some point, even though he's supposed to be sugar, he gonna want some of the sugar. It's just like the women who get flown out and they be thinking, "No, I'm gonna get flown out and I'm not gonna do anything." It's like you think that he's just gonna fly you out just to fly you out, and that's it. I think they delusional on that part. They thinking that the guy not gonna ask. I can't say because I'm not out there like that to know, but I could say that it's not like a whole lot of guys is just like, well, I don't want anything at all.
Right.
Yeah, that's very slim.
All right. What say you, Hirsch? Hit or miss?
So it is our sugar daddy's wallets. Yeah, that's a hit, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Like Fly said, like she really kind of ignored, like, I mean, you still just with this person just for money, so she just kind of normalized that part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's okay, ladies, get you a sugar daddy, but you know what I'm saying, these men be weird out here. Like, no, like, tell them you shouldn't be trying to get with a older man just for money. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something morally wrong about that. Yeah. Just like she said, there's something wrong with a 54-year-old trying to date a 24-year-old. It's also something wrong with a 24-year-old trying to be with a old guy that she don't have feelings for just so she can make some money. That's prostitute activity.
Right. And she was like scolding the older guy, like, yeah, she's not.
Yeah.
You older. What you think she want from you? Listen, man, you got to.
It's the accountability part. It's two wrongs here, but you know. Yeah.
You gotta talk. You gotta talk about both.
You gotta tell the whole story.
Yep. Yep.
I say it's a hit. I'll say it's a hit from the, and believe it or not, even though I took these down, I didn't really think about them. I just said, okay, maybe these are some good hit or misses, whatever. I can only put this in the frame of, what am I going to tell my daughter?
Exactly.
What am I going to tell my daughter? And what I'm going to tell her is, ultimately, whoever you decide to be with is your choice. Okay? Here's the thing. I would prefer if you would be with somebody your own age. Because you got to understand the psychology with, and I'm speaking about this from the perspective of how I would say this to my daughter. But it's not even just that. It's people in general. You can tell people the right thing to do, and they'll do the opposite. That's exactly how kids are. Kids are the same way. Hell, adults are that way. So no matter how much I don't want her to be a 24-year-old messing with look at the whole Shannon Sharp situation. As much as I don't want my daughter to be in that position, in that situation, the more how strongly I advocate against it, I feel the more I'm probably pushing her towards it. Oh, I'm definitely still going to say something about it. Absolutely. Because she has to be warned. But the main thing, I guess the main sticking point, the main piece I'm driving home is you have to be aware of your intentions on whoever you messing with. What are your intentions with this person? You have to be intentional with dating. This is why I say, I'm married. I've been with my wife for 19 years. Next year be 20 years. But in the event, I often speak about this, in the event that I'm find myself on the dating market, I'm not just going to be out here just recklessly dating. It's not going to happen that way. I'm old school for one. So it's one woman at a time with me. I'm not finna do all that. And for one, because at this point I gotta really thoroughly make sure you're a biological female at this point out here in this day and age. So I'm not about to be just, because I feel like if I'm messing with too many, one of y'all might slip through the cracks, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute now, hold up. I done caught a case.
Lady boy. He said, oh, it's a lady boy.
So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna be very, very intentional,
very cautious, yeah.
about who it is that I'm talking to. Now, not to get too far away from the subject, it would be wise of whoever I'm talking to maybe not, I would prefer if you told me the truth, but it would probably be wise on your end to not tell me that you dating multiple people, because you get X'd off immediately. I'm not going to talk to you if you talking to multiple men. Okay, have at it. Let one of them choose you. I'm not doing it. Again, I'm old school, so I don't fit into current standards. Yeah. Bringing this back full circle. Okay, there's a long diatribe to what I'm saying. Going back to what old girl was saying. How would I apply this to my daughter? Yes. I am relying on her learning stuff from her mother. So I'm praying that her mother teaches her the game about how women move and how women operate. I can only teach her from a male perspective, from the male gaze. But I would hope that a woman or many women in her life, mamas, aunties, whatever, school her, give her the game. And to what y'all say, beware that if you messing with, and not even just the older gentleman, you messing with any man for his money.
Just for money.
He wants something out of you. He ain't doing that out the kindness of his heart. And don't get it twisted. When you dating somebody, if y'all dating with the intention on being together, okay, that's a given. Y'all dating. Y'all dating to be with each other, meaning long term. Y'all been dating 4, 5, 6 dates in. It's intentional. Like, oh no, we exclusive. Or the terminology we never used that stuff back in the day. It was just I'd never
go together.
Yeah, that was it. Like, I'll be honest, and this might I might get some pushback for this, but I didn't give my wife a choice. I just said, oh no, you my girl now. Let's go. She ran with it. I didn't really give her a choice in the matter. I'm like, nah, come on, you with me. That's it. Now, in this day and age,
old school pimping.
Huh?
Sound like some old school pimping. My woman now.
I mean, but it was a different time. That's just what I was on. Like, I'm not finna ask you what you feel about it. No, you mine. Let's go. Now, I know that sounds terrible. Okay. I know how it sounds. Okay?
It sounds like you just picked her up off
I'm
the
not
shelf
oblivious.
and was like, you're mine.
I'm not oblivious to
I'm
this.
about to ask you how you feel about it.
I'm not oblivious to how it sounds, but
like
we've been
we've
been together 19 years. It's like, okay, and she liked the fact that I took charge. When that's the part that women ain't gonna tell you, not the loud ones that's doing it for attention. A woman wants you to take charge because it's in our nature to do so. Okay, not every man, not every woman. But when you look at us as a collective, men like, oh no, woman, you talking too much. Shut up. I got it. I'm gonna do this. That's how it be. And so anyway, getting back to old girl, so we can move on, so I don't drag this out too long. I would tell my daughter, date with a purpose. Don't use no man for his money. If he's spending money on you, he wants something out of you. Okay? And if you're not prepared to do whatever it is that you think that he wants, do not oblige. Do not consent. Do not partake. Whatever word you want to use, don't engage in it if you're not willing to play the game.
The more delusional part that she said is she was dating with intention with her boyfriend who was like her age, but she also had the sugar daddy.
See?
So it was like, she don't see nothing wrong with that.
See, that's how people wind up in the ditch somewhere.
Yeah.
You can't be playing with people's emotions like that.
Exactly.
Sound like playing with my emotions, Smokey.
I mean, who's to say that the sugar daddy didn't know? Like they didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And 9 times out of 10, he do know.
My thing is,
the boyfriend probably ain't know.
I mean, I don't know. Nowadays, they might know.
Oh, Christ.
They think they might.
It's possible. I'm not going to say this because I don't know the whole situation.
Yeah.
But the thing I will say is always like, but the way she was talking about it was like, she got a boyfriend, so she loved him. Like, she's scolding him.
Yeah.
Like, man, she what's up with her jumping in a situation that kind of put her in a bad situation?
Yeah, I agree.
You can't just scold people that know better because they already supposed to know better. How about these other people? Like, let them know, like, yo, don't get into situations like this. It rarely should be somebody being talking about it in a cautionary tale type of situation.
Right.
And not a
that's how it should be.
Old man.
And not
messing with the young. Look, man, these old men gonna get away with what they can try to get away with. The game just had to be told to the people who the older man is trying to be a predator to.
Yeah.
We ain't siding with him, and you know what I'm saying. He was a sick bastard for what he did, man. But you got to tell the whole story.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go on to the second part of this one.
I'm not a fan of age gap relationships. I'm not. I never have been. I've never been an advocate for it. It's not my cup of tea, right? I can't get with, and it doesn't make sense to me, the whole idea of being able to have a conversation with somebody that haven't lived life. But that's my preference, right? And my biggest thing has always been make sure you abide by the law. And even when you abide by the law, I don't necessarily have to agree with your decision to get into a relationship with a younger woman. Now, that usually is the nasty part, usually is applicable when it's somebody that just turned 18. I did a whole video on the whole Lil Tay thing where guys were signing up and they were basically on a waiting list for her to turn 18. That's just nasty to me. And I know that there's some guys that's going to disagree, but it's okay. I don't expect you to agree with everything that I say. The other side of it is this woman was 24 years old. That means that you were old enough to really be mature enough to know what you was getting yourself into. So when this woman then says, know your place as a man, why is that not applicable to women also? I think that most men understand that most relationships, even if it's not age gap, even if it's not just real, financial as far as, you get into this space, because the first thing that she said that really caught my eye that I started laughing about, I like a good sugar daddy, but know your place. So that's not applicable, and you don't understand that you're getting into a transactional relationship with a guy that's just giving you money? You don't get that?
Ding, ding, ding.
That's gonna be for all of us. we all agree.
He basically broke down what we said before.
We all agree. And 3 rings, 3 cheers. That's the same. Like spot on. But women always have that accountability.
Accountability.
Here it is. A woman talking loud, being wrong, missing other women with this. I'll be a good sugar daddy. Okay, this is what you get. This is the dangers of messing with being in this type of situation.
Yeah.
This is what you can get.
Yeah. All right, and the last hit or miss for the day. I think this one he explains. I think he's explaining why women are perceived to be better cheaters.
The reason that women don't get caught cheating because the dudes that they dealing with know how to stay in their lane. Just an example, real quick. A guy coming to a woman at a grocery store, he say, yo, you look good. Can I get your number? Just say, yo, she's honest. I got a dude. Call me on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, right? And the dude will be like, yo, no problem. And he'll play by the rules, flip it around. She say, yo, I'm feeling you. Can I call you? He says, yeah, but I got a girl. They kick it. They hang out. She starts emotionally getting attached to the guy. And then she start calling him on off day because she don't know how to stay in her lane. And that's all facts right there.
That's a ding, ding, ding.
I mean, that's a hit on my part.
Yeah, it's a hit.
He's absolutely correct. Most men, most men wear it as a badge of honor, and I don't know this personally. Okay, I've only heard stories from guys. Okay, I don't. Even when I was single, or I don't do that. If I know you got somebody, I don't mess with you because of the simple fact I know how I would be. I know how I would get if I found out, my woman doing something with somebody else. I know how I'm gonna turn up. So I don't play that game. Whether you married, whether you got a long term, I just don't. That's just the lane I stay out of. But most of the dudes, they they look at it like, yeah, I'm banging this girl. He don't know,
I don't
and
even
so
think
of course they go.
Well, some of them, but some of them just like, I'm just, I'm getting mine. I'm getting what I want. I'm getting what I like. I know me.
She choosing, yeah.
Yeah, well, because he feel like, yo, that's her situation,
right?
And she gonna have to feel the blunt of it, no matter if it go bad. She got to deal with. She made this decision.
I gotta disagree slightly because I think if he's looking at the situation like this is just her situation and he ain't gonna have to deal with it, I don't know. It depends on the type of man you're dealing with because he might not be all here up here to realize that, hey, I shouldn't really be mad at the dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if he catch you in the act and his emotions get the best of him, ain't no telling. I'm just being honest. Now I know how I would most likely react to this situation because it's happened to me before in real life where I caught an ex of mine cheating on me. And it's like, all right, whatever. It is what it ain't. Like, I'm not finna scrap with the dude. It's just like, all right, well, she the whore. It's like, all right, whatever, man. I just hope y'all ain't get me nothing. You ain't give me nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you in deep ties, deep love, let's say, you done spent 11, 12 years with the girl, got kids by her, and you catch her, and then it's like, it might not be the best day for you. Hey man, you might paint the room red. That's all I'm gonna say. And so you can't. It wouldn't be wise of you to say. I'm not saying you particularly, Fly. I'm saying it wouldn't be wise if, from our perspective, if a man say, "Oh man, that's just you and him." But you know how technology works. If y'all tracking each other location, and she wasn't stupid enough, she wasn't smart enough to turn off her GPS or however that stuff work, because I don't do that. And he track her to your crib or wherever y'all at.
I
Playing
with people anyway is a bad situation.
Yeah, you never.
I
you can't control how they respond. Like
exactly. Yeah. I mean, what did I say? Last episode, you can't decide how you gonna get your ass.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
It's you don't know what you gonna get. You can't pick them. Like, you don't know how this person gonna act.
An ass whooping
might be worse than that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be.
You don't know, so it's best to leave it alone. And if you want to be doing all that, just be single. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like you don't got to be involving other people.
Yeah,
that's just it. I'm not with you at all. Like, when I was younger and I'm out in the club and I remember a couple times, I talked to a girl And you gotta do it. If you hesitating or stuttering, go ahead about your business. I ain't about to do it because I don't know that's the type of girl that's gonna bring issues to you.
Yep.
Cause she ain't even being 100 with you.
Yep.
And about time, you don't know what she's gonna say when this dude find out. Is she gonna come to your defense and try to keep you out of stuff? She might not, cause she be trying to keep this her whole thing.
Yep.
You know, so it's just
agreed.
Don't even play with it.
Like I've been in situations where I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, and then I told y'all that story.
I remember that story. Yeah,
out, so.
That's bad.
So yeah, you still gotta be careful either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he didn't know I didn't know. So
and in that situation, you can't expect that person to even care in that moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like, hey, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I didn't
crime
know.
of passion type thing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so
that make anybody emotional, man, and make them do things out of emotion and be mad and.
That's what I'm saying. I've had the same conversation. Do I think my wife would ever cheat on me? No, I don't. I don't honestly think that, but we've had the conversation where I'm like, I told her straight up, if I ever caught you, it's like, all right. I told her, I said, shoot, I would almost feel relieved. I said, at least I know, because it's like, all right, cool. I said, but y'all finish up and I'll come get my stuff later if it's at the house or if I catch you somewhere, whatever. It's like, okay, don't worry. Your shit'll be outside when you get back, so. Go home, finish up your night, and you might as well just figure out what y'all future finna be, because you ain't got no future this way. You know what I'm saying? So start making your plans. You know what I'm saying? I do that because you have to. I'm not saying you have to think about the worst, but you always have to kind of have to make some kind of plan. And you know what to say about plans. You can make all the plans you want, but you at least have to give it some thought about how would I react in that situation. Think it through. That's to be the main thing that'll keep you out of prison. Think it through. Yeah, just think it through. Don't let your emotions get the best of you, and that's just true for life. I try not to let my emotions get. I try. I'm not perfect.
Basically, if your person to do you like that, they ain't worth that. Anyway,
that's the point.
So.
and I always have to think about it from that perspective of there's going to be life after you. So I'm like, what's my life going to be like going forward? Because I'm not going to let my life stop today. I'm not gonna do something that's gonna land me in prison, and now you got to sleep with men for the rest of your life. I don't mean sleep with men, but be around men, sleeping up under men, showering with men, eating with men. I'm straight. I like my freedom. I like
some fools.
2.5 men.
Oh my God, man.
Man. But anyway, I'm pretty sure we all agree on that. That was my last thing I had to say on that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that being said, I don't even know what's going on here. Anyway, we've had enough technical difficulties in this show. We just gonna end this show before something worse happens. So look. Oh Lord, that's on my end. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, all right. We'll see y'all later. We'll see y'all next week before things get worse. Stay safe out there. Don't cheat on your spouse. Please don't. And just try to be better. Just try to be better than you was yesterday. Try to be a better person.
Absolutely.
That's all we could do.
That's the goal.
That's what I live by. I just try to be better than I was yesterday. And some days I fall short, and I try to recalibrate and fix it back up, because I'm not perfect. But that's not an excuse. It's just we have to try to be better. And as long as you're trying to be better, you have more good days than bad. That's my belief. So
great.
Don't be a talker, be a walker. Follow us everywhere like a stalker. Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, the whole thing. Follow us everywhere.
Subscribe, like, comment, share.
Yeah.
All the things.
All the things. We appreciate y'all for sticking with us, for rocking with us. And just stay safe out there. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.